What's up, you scruffy-looking nerf herders? I'm Walter Bernasiak, and this is Top 5. Here we count down the best and worst performances of our most beloved actors. Today, we chose wisely. And take a look at the best of Harrison Ford. This Top 5 is the result of a Twitter poll I put up asking who should be the last actor covered on Top 5 for 2016. More polls will be going up on there soon, so if you want your voice heard about who or what I'm going to cover next, make sure you follow me on Twitter at @awesome_Walter. Harrison Ford is one of the biggest movie stars ever. Since being thrust into the spotlight in 1977 Star Wars, he's never really dropped too far out of moviegoers' radar. His filmography is one of the most prolific in cinematic history, including some of the highest grossing movies ever made. This 74-year-old legend is still going strong, and I am honored to count down his top 5 best performances. Number 5, Branch Rickey in 42. I know, this is not one of Ford's most iconic roles, but I believe his performance in this Jackie Robinson biopic earned its spot on this list. Many people know who Jackie Robinson is. He's acknowledged as the first black player to break the MLB's color barrier in 1947. However, many people don't know the story of how he was brought into the majors and what he exactly faced once he arrived. 42 explores the narrative behind the number. Robinson was brought into the Brooklyn Dodger organization by legendary general manager Branch Rickey. Robinson, Rickey, and the Dodgers all faced heavy public scrutiny from a lot of the nation at first. As the season went on, Jackie slowly but surely let his talent show his critics why he belonged in the major leagues. This only came out a few years ago and proved Ford is still at the top of his game. He's almost unrecognizable from the get-go and actually ended up looking a lot like the real Branch Rickey. We don't see Ford in roles like this very often, so when he excels at it this much, it should be taken notice of and commended.
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
No. I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back.
He's fantastic in 42 while disappearing into this baseball legend. His scenes with Chadwick Boseman's Jackie Robinson are always a highlight and feel special.
But a time came when I could no longer do that. You let me love baseball again.
Upon my rewatching of this biopic, I was still initially really impressed by Harrison's transformation. However, a big reason why this didn't rank higher was that 42 overexposed him just a little too much. If he had just been scaled back a touch, I think both the film and Harrison's performance would have benefited greatly. An unconventional pick, but it shows off just how wide Ford's range is, even this deep into his career.
Someday you're gonna meet God, and when he inquires as why you didn't take the field against Robinson in Philadelphia, and you answer that it's because he was a Negro, it may not be a sufficient reply.
Number 4, Dr. Richard Kimball in The Fugitive. I love this movie. Ford as Dr. Kimball brings us thrills that last the entirety of the film. Based on the 1960s TV series, The Fugitive follows Dr. Richard Kimball as he's falsely convicted of murdering his wife. When the bus carrying him and a few others to prison crashes and gets destroyed by a train, he manages to escape custody and carefully starts pursuing the real killer, a one-armed man he fought with the night his wife was killed. Close on his trail is a team led by U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard, who is as sharp as they come. Dr. Kimball's thrilling chase of his wife's killer while on the run from the cops himself makes for an exhilarating romp. I should mention this movie got a spin-off in 1998 surrounding the Tommy Lee Jones character called U.S. Marshals, but
I don't care!
Since Ford is constantly on the run here and just barely eluding capture throughout the film, his character has to remain frantic but play it cool when in front of other people. Harrison handled this balance fantastically.
Every St. Patrick's Day long. There's definitely no arthritis in this group.
The film is filled with amazing moments. The stunt work and action scenes provide the perfect backdrop for Harrison's memorable performance. Even while in the middle of the precarious position he's in, Dr. Kimball's instincts to help other people still shine through, and this adds even more to his likability.
They sent this one up from downstairs.
Bob, get this one into room 4, stat.
Bye-bye, Joel.
The Fugitive is packed with great stuff and is just as rewatchable as ever, thanks in large part to Ford's turn as Dr. Kimball. Number 3, Allie Fox in The Mosquito Coast. I never saw The Mosquito Coast before watching it for this list, and man, have I missed out. Based on the novel by Paul Theroux, The Mosquito Coast is a tale about Allie Fox and his family's venture to live in the exotic jungles of Panama. Allie is an inventor who is fed up with the American way of life and decides to take his family to a place where he believes they can live without the pitfalls of American culture. Allie's family are reluctant the whole way, but follow their father through thick and thin. Slowly, they build up a community with a group of locals, but the peril of the area starts to rear its ugly head as Allie, little by little, starts to lose his grip on his sanity and his family's trust. The premise makes it seem like this movie could easily be a bore, but it's not. Ford truly gives one of his best performances with a little help from Helen Mirren and a young River Phoenix. This feels like a pretty decent departure from the roles Harrison is best known for. Allie Fox is a very proud and eccentric man who thinks he knows it all. How he deals with the problems that arise for him and his family peel back a few more layers to the character and reveal some nice little flaws that make him that much more human.
The Lord hasn't any idea this place exists.
If he did, he would have done something for these people a long time ago, but he didn't. I did.
Allie.
This river doesn't belong to you, brother.
Nor to you. But this place belongs to me, and I didn't give you permission to come ashore.
His interactions with his wife and children, especially Phoenix's character, are definitely the soul of the film. Allie is well respected by, but still a huge mystery to, his eldest son Charlie. Trying to find out what motivates him is a great character arc for Phoenix, and his scenes with Ford feel very authentic.
Don't pity those men, Charlie. Don't pity this insect. It's not his blood. It's my blood.
As the film picks up, we see things begin to fall apart for the Fox family, and Allie's change in demeanor bring about more great scenes.
Mr. Hattie.
Mom, Jerry's right. Let's go. Let's turn around.
Right, let's get out of here.
Traitors.
I think it's pretty safe to say that The Mosquito Coast is a pretty hidden gem nowadays. Seek it out for one of Harrison's best roles. Number 2, Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back. So I chose this Han Solo performance over A New Hope because I think in this one he settled into the role a little bit more and had more interesting character interactions. If you don't know the plot to The Empire Strikes Back, you should probably go watch the Star Wars movies. In short, the Rebel Alliance continues its battle against the Galactic Empire with dark turns taking hold of our heroes, especially Han Solo. Besides the usual great Star Wars action the original trilogy is known for, the dramatic moments in this one really carry the story as we get Han Solo at his best. His developing romance with Leia is a main plot point, and how that progresses is still compelling to watch.
You like me because I'm a scoundrel. There aren't enough scoundrels in your life.
I happen to like nice men.
A nice man.
Very nice.
I love you.
I know.
When he does interact with Luke in this one, we see the expansion of that friendship as well. A deep respect has grown between the characters, and they've been through so much together at this point that they almost feel like family. The addition of Lando to the cast also tacked on more depth to Han's backstory. This relationship expanded him as a person while we catch a small glimpse into his life before the rebellion. The trademark Han Solo wit is still present here as well for some of the funnier moments in the series.
I just assumed it's a Wookiee.
I can arrange that. You could use a good kiss.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Many consider this to be the best film in the Star Wars series, and I agree with that. Ford created an icon in A New Hope, but I think he fleshed Han out and made him even more interesting in Empire. Harrison Ford isn't just a huge movie star, he's a great actor with a ton of great performances. So, before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. And the number 1 best Harrison Ford performance is Norman Spencer in What Lies Beneath. Psych! Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I chose The Last Crusade for Ford's best Indiana Jones performance for one main reason: his interactions with Sean Connery. In this third cinematic adventure, Indiana Jones is in search of the Holy Grail. In addition to fighting Nazis and re-teaming with his friends Marcus Brody and Salah, Indy's father, Henry Jones Sr., joins the gang for this exciting and final... I said final installment in the revered series. This is Indiana Jones. I think it's pretty self-explanatory why I think it's his best performance. Talk about iconic, we all love Han Solo, but Indiana Jones showcases more of why Harrison Ford is as popular as he is. In The Last Crusade, we have a brand new adventure, but deal with issues of Indy's past that make him an even more well-rounded character.
What you taught me was that I was less important to you than people who'd been dead for 500 years in another country. And I learned it so well that we've hardly spoken for 20 years.
You left just when you were becoming interesting.
Sean Connery as Indy's father is just so much fun to see. His chemistry with Ford jumps off the screen, and it's very easy to accept them as father and son right away.
Dr. Jones.
Yes?
Look, can we discuss this later? I should have mailed it to the Marx brothers. Will you take it easy?
Junior, I told you for this.
Don't call me Junior.
They have some hilarious scenes together that still get a solid laugh out of me.
How did you know she was a Nazi? How did you know she was a Nazi?
She talks in her sleep.
To balance that, the drama between the Jones boys holds a lot of weight. Indy feels like his father was never there for him, and Henry just doesn't seem to understand that. A few things are for sure by the end of the film, though. They both earn a newfound respect for each other and genuinely care about each other.
I can get it. I can almost reach it, Dad.
Indiana? Indiana?
Let it go.
Ford was also great in Raiders and Temple of Doom, and I'm not trying to diminish those performances, but I think his peak as Indy and in general was here in The Last Crusade. I want to hear what you guys think. What is your favorite Harrison Ford movie and or performance? Leave a comment and let me know. And make sure to check out Awesome Comics that went up on YouTube yesterday, because we're talking about, is Rogue One better than Force Awakens, or is Force Awakens better than Rogue One? Follow me on Twitter at @awesome_Walter to take part in more polls about who or what I may cover in the future. Come back next week for the final top 5 of 2016.